What's up, guys? Back for another video. In this video, I wanted to share my experience using the service Uber. Now, I know Uber is not a new thing. They've been around for a little bit now, but recently I was able to take my first ever Uber ride, and I wanted to share the experience with you because before I took the Uber ride, like a complete fool, I forgot Uber was a thing and I took a generic taxi. Well, a generic taxi ride was okay for me. I didn't have any problems. The only problem with it was the price. For an 8-mile ride, they charged me $45. And $45 is just unfreaking believable. It's basically like he came up to me, ripped my wallet out of my pocket, and took $45. That's almost like $50 spent on a taxi ride with a generic taxi. I don't know any other taxi services, but the one I use charged me $45, which is just insane. So then the next time I had to take a taxi, I was thinking I should take an Uber. I forgot Uber was actually a service. So next time I took the actual Uber ride, and here's how Uber actually works. So unlike a generic taxi, you don't call a phone number and call for a taxi. You actually use an app on iOS and Android called the Uber app. You download it, you log in, you make an account, and then basically you have to give it your location. So turn on your GPS on your smartphone, and then once you have your GPS on your smartphone, it'll know where your location is, and then right off the bat you can schedule an actual Uber ride. So if you don't want to be picked up immediately, you can schedule one for later in the day, which I did. I did schedule one for later in the day. And right off the bat, he was pretty much on time. So that was pretty much a go. And of course, they can't really schedule you an exact time. So it's like he gave me a time between like 11:50 p.m. to like 12:01 p.m. So around like a 5 or 6 minute time period. They can't really estimate exactly. But that's one thing cool about Uber. You can schedule a ride if you're not ready to go, if you want to schedule one for a later ride. Also, with Uber, they did have a list of different cars you can use. They have like Uber Black, Uber XL, things like that. And once your Uber starts coming, it will give you the name of the driver and it will give you the car you're going to be picked up in, so you won't have to worry about finding it or having any difficulties. The car I actually used was a Jeep Compass, which the guy in the car was very nice. In the back seat of the car, actually, which I was sitting in because I was actually with another person in the Uber, not the driver, but I had someone along with me, and I had to sit in the back. And in the back of his car, he actually had some chargers for your cell phone, and he actually had some candy in the back. I don't know if that's all Ubers, but the Uber I was in had candy and cell phone chargers in the back, so I was easily able to charge my phone and get some candy. And one nice thing is, if you have the Uber app actually on while the driver is driving, you can actually use your phone as a GPS. It'll actually show you his route and where he's going and how long it's going to take. But then again, a lot of the Uber drivers, like the one I was using, I'm pretty sure will have their GPS at the front. Like he had his cell phone on the dashboard in a little clip, so you can see the location you were going and how long the trip was going to take. And if you get like the smaller Ubers, I think they're called Uber Blacks, I do believe. I'm not quite sure, so don't really don't I'm not quite sure, but if you get a smaller Uber, then it only costs you around $16 to $21. My total bill was only like around $17.50 for my whole entire bill. And the nice thing about Uber is if you want to be picked up in a nicer ride, it gave me the option, or you can pick a different car. Like if you want to be picked up in like a Suburban, or if you want to be picked up in like an Escalade, you can get picked up in one of those big SUVs, which is really awesome. Of course, the price will jump up. The price difference for me was about $30 or $40. It jumped up from 16 to 21 to about $35 to $45. So you can see the price increase, but it's still pretty cool. They give you the options to ride in different cars, or yeah, different types of vehicles. Also, the thing I liked about Uber compared to an actual taxi, when you're actually in the actual Uber, if you didn't know, Ubers are just generic cars people drive every day. It's basically just a person who has their own vehicle they have purchased from like a car lot, and they're driving it around on their own time. And the nice thing is you never feel like you're actually taking a taxi ride. You feel like you're in your own car because there's no weird equipment in it. There's no really logos on the car. Some of the Ubers, like the one I was in, on the top right hand corner of like the windshield, it did have a little Uber sticker, but it didn't really like scream like taxi cab or anything like that, so it was hard to tell. It just looked like any other generic looking car. So if you're maybe paranoid, or if you don't want people knowing you're in a taxi, definitely take Uber because they do blend in, and there's only a little sticker. At least on my ride it said Uber. It was very, very small on the windshield on the top right hand corner. It did say Uber. Overall, my experience was very nice. Also, if you know any other people who use Uber, you can get referral codes, and referral codes will bring down the price maybe $15, or sometimes you'll even get it free. I wasn't able to get a referral code, but I know a lot of people have used referral codes and was able to get free rides and whatnot. I do have a referral code from Uber you can use, but unfortunately it's on another person's phone. So if I ever do get the other person's phone, I will give you guys the referral code so you can get a pretty big discount if you need to just get a free ride one night. Maybe you're drunk, or maybe your car broke down or whatnot. It won't be too hard to get a free ride because I will provide my referral code. It won't be immediately, but I'll try to provide my referral code. Just don't look down here if it's not there because I don't have the phone on me. It's on another person's phone. The account I used was actually not my account. It was actually someone else's account. That's why I still had to pay for it and whatnot. Oh yeah, and speaking of the payment or whatnot, they don't actually use cash like an actual taxi cab because, as you know, if you have bills, if you pull out bills from your wallet, it may be risky or whatnot. You don't want to get mugged, shot, or whatnot. So how they do it is on the app, you put your credit card, and once you put your credit card on the app, right after you get done with your Uber ride, they do automatically charge your credit card or debit card. So make sure you have your credit card or debit card on the actual app so they can actually charge you on your credit card or debit. They don't like fooling around with cash. But that's actually 100% better than trying to fool around with cash, the driver trying to rob you or whatnot. I think personally that's a way safer idea. Anyway, guys, that was just my experience with the Uber service. Would I take it again? Yes, I would 100% take it again over any taxi service. I just like how it feels like you're riding in your own car. The price is cheaper, and the one I took even had candy and even had some chargers in the back for your cell phone. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.